Hi, welcome to Nursing Notes Corner. Today we are going to discuss about abnormal pregnancy. So before entering into the topic, don't forget to subscribe our channel. Okay, let's see one by one. In abnormal pregnancy, we are going to see about bleeding during pregnancy. So it is divided into two types, and one is a related pregnancy, for example, ectopic pregnancy. Okay, and next one is associated with pregnancy, example tumors and cervical polyps. Okay, so next one is abortion. In abnormal pregnancy we are going to discuss a detailed about abortion. Okay, let's see. So abortion is nothing but it is the expulsion or extraction of embryo or fetus, okay, from mother, which is weighing less than 500 gram within 20 to 20 weeks of gestation. It can be done either spontaneously or induced. So it is the definition of abortion. Okay, next we are going to see about types of abortion. Okay, in types of abortion it is divided into two types. One is spontaneous abortion and another one is induced abortion. Okay, in spontaneous abortion it is again divided into two. One is isolated abortion and one is recurrent abortion. Isolated means it is occurring for the first time, which means one single phase. Okay, recurrent means it if the abortion occurs again and again, we call it as recurrent abortion. Okay, and again it is divided into six types. From isolated to recurrent it is divided into six types. And first one is threatened abortion, and second one is inevitable abortion, third is incomplete abortion, complete abortion, missed abortion, habitual abortion. In induced it is divided into two. One is legal and illegal. In legal MTP. Okay, so this is the types of abortion. Okay, next we are going to see about the causes of abortion. So in causes of abortion there are 5 causes. First one is ovular or fetal cause, which is about 60%, and second one is maternal factors, and third one is anatomical causes, and fourth is trauma, and fifth one is environmental factor, sixth is immunological factors. Okay, so let's see one by one. So in ovular or fetal causes, first cause is over-fetal factors. In over-fetal factors, for example, any chromosomal abnormalities will occur, or any congenital malformation, or any disease. Okay, in over-fetal factors. So in interference with circulation, example knots or twist in the umbilical cords. And next cause is placental cause. Placental cause like a placenta previa and abruptio placenta. And next one is hydramnios. Excessive amniotic fluid will be there. Okay, so these are the causes of ovular or fetal cause. So next one is maternal factors. In maternal factors, first one is medical illness. Okay, so it is about 50%. Maternal factor is about 15%, and it is due to medical illness. And second one is infections like torch, you all know that torch infection. And third one is maternal hypoxia. Okay, next one is anatomical causes. In anatomical causes, cervical uterine factors. Okay, in cervical uterine factors, for example, congenital malformations, fibroids that and all occurs. Okay, next one is trauma. In trauma, amniocentesis and a mother exposure to toxic agents, abortion will occur. So next one is RH blood group incompatibility. Okay, so next one is environmental factors. In environmental factors, alcohol, smoking and radiation exposure. Okay, So you all know that. And next one is immunological factor. In immunological factor, autoimmune factor, alloimmune factors. Okay, autoimmune means from the mother and alloimmune means self. Okay. Next one is pathophysiology. First, due to abnormal fetal formation and immunological factors and infection. Okay, here teratogenic environmental factor, it causes spontaneous abortion. Okay, and it causes increase in uterine contraction. Okay, and here due to infection like torch, it causes the placenta, and it leads to fetus fails to grow due to the progesterone and estrogen fails. Okay, so it causes the decrease in prostaglandin level, so that causes endometrium swelling, and it leads to increase in uterine contraction. Okay, this is all about pathophysiology. So next we are going to see about signs and symptoms. So in signs and symptoms, uh, depth of the embryo and abnormal uterine activity. Okay, in depth of the embryo, it causes bleeding and pain. Okay, in depth of the embryo, it causes bleeding and pain. In abnormal uterine activity, so here pain followed by bleeding. Here bleeding and pain. Here pain followed by bleeding. Okay, so this is the signs and symptoms. So next, here if abortion is before 8 weeks, okay, we called it as cervical abortion or blood mold. If the abortion occurs before the 8 weeks, we called it as cervical abortion or blood mold. Okay, next, if the abortion occurs beyond 14 weeks, expulsion of fetus with placenta and membrane, it is called as mini labor. Okay, expulsion of fetus with the placental membrane beyond 14 weeks, we called it as mini labor. Okay, okay, this all about a spontaneous abortion. So in next section we are going to see threatened abortion. Thank you.